Hi, I'm Mandeep Singh, founder of mandeeps.com, and I'm really excited to show you our new live slider module. So let's get started. What I have here is an installation of .NET 7, and we have the live slider module already on the page, and we will go ahead and set it up. So let's go ahead and go to Manage. And here's the backend or the user interface to create your sliders. Now before I go ahead and do any demos on this, I really quickly want to mention that we've partnered with Create Your Media, the makers of Layer Slider, to bring you that plugin in DNN platform, and we're really proud of what we've done here. So let me show you how easy it is to go ahead and add slides. Basically the first slide is already added for you. All you have to do is choose an image, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. What you see here is our own unique control. On the left is the DNN file picker, but we kind of have a preview mode on the right. So if I choose a different folder, I can see all the images in that, and I can visually choose one very quickly. So let me go back to the root, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the first one here. I'll hit that, and there it is. Let me go ahead and add another slide. I'm going to choose another image, and this time I'll upload a new one. So I want to upload an image called Abstract Green, and I'm going to look for it in the C folder. So there it is, and I'm going to upload that, and there it is. I'm going to use that as my second slide. Before I go any further, I really want to take a few minutes and show you the interface we've designed. We've really taken our time to make this as intuitive as possible. On the bottom here, what you have is a preview manager. Basically I can slide that in at any time by toggling it. Now I can see a real-time preview of this slider that I'm designing. It's down here. At any given time I can play the slideshow and see how that looks. I also have the ability to toggle this up and down, so if you don't like it at the bottom, you can move it to the top and do your design at the bottom. So that's a really neat feature. Alright, I'm going to move it back to the bottom and really quickly cover these slider settings. The most important settings here are of course the layout. You want to make sure that you have your width and height specified, or if you're doing a full width slider you can do that as well. By default live slider comes responsive, but if you want to force a fixed width you would turn this option off as well. Now it is really important you set up your layout first before you go create your slider, because it is dependent, in particular the layers that you add to slides, a concept which we'll cover in a different video. Okay, so let's go back to slides. I have two slides now. If I switch between slide number 1 and slide number 2, you can see my preview changes in real time. It kind of helps me distinguish what's going on. So in addition to a background image, I can also choose a thumbnail image, and that would appear, in the navigation bullet areas. I'm going to skip that for now, but let's say if you wanted to make your slide a link to a web page, you would just click here and type in your link. So let's say I want this slide to go to google.com, and that's done. Now you could also make sure that the link opens in a new window. Here you can choose transitions, and we have two different transitions, 2D and 3D. So let me click on the number 5 here, which is the number of the transition. And what you have is again a new control that we've created just for this module to make it as intuitive as possible. With over 100 2D transitions, you have a range of options to choose from. Now it would be very unintuitive if you only had names of the transition to choose from. So you can hover over a name and see the transition happen in live preview. Once you like a transition, you simply click on that and choose that one. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one for now. Same thing with 3D. You have over 100 3D transitions, so combined there are over 200 transitions that you can use. And here's again some of the transitions that you can go ahead and preview and use as you like. Now if you choose a 3D transition, it by default takes precedence over the 2D transition. But if a browser cannot render the 3D transition for any reason, it will default to the 2D. Duration is one of the most important elements of the slide. Basically you're saying is that this particular slide should be visible for 4 seconds before going to the next slide. If you notice, there's a built-in documentation on all of these elements. As soon as you hover over something, it shows you what you can do and what is the purpose of that element on the right. So it's really easy and really quickly to get used to using the module. Slide number 2, I'm going to also go ahead and change a transition. I'm going to go ahead and add, actually I'm going to go ahead and add a 3D transition to show it to you. I'll just do this one right here, looks good. Now on the bottom you see we have our slider. So far I've only added a background image, there's nothing else I've done, so that's all I see. At any time I can go ahead and hit on play here, and now I can see my slider in real-time preview. You can see that, there you go, we just changed to the second slide, and then it's waiting for its 4 seconds, and then we'll go back to the first slide again. Now we barely just scratched the surface of Live Slider. There are tons of settings here that we can cover, and we're going to do that in another video. What I'm going to do now is show you a quick glimpse of the heart of the features of Live Slider, and those are layers. I'm going to show you how's that done. I'm going to go ahead and stop this preview. I'm again just going to do this for a quick demo. There's going to be a separate video that goes into the complete details of how the layers work. So let me go ahead and add, let's go to slide number 2, and I'm going to go ahead and add a quick layer to this. Just click on add layer, and I can say what kind of layer is this? Is this an image, a video, a paragraph, span H1, H2 all the way to H6. Now this is very important because Live Slider is not only touch friendly responsive, but it's also SEO optimized. So all the markup that's generated is semantically correct. Anything that you add will be search engine indexed by the search engine. So let me just go ahead and say an image. Again, I have the nice image picker. I'll choose photo here, and let me bring my preview back in, and you can see that what I've done is just added a layer, and I can drag this layer to wherever I want. So I like it here, and I'm going to go ahead and add another layer. This time I'll say I want an H1, and I'll say Live Slider is awesome, and again I can check my preview and I see it appears there. So let me move to the style tab, and I'm gonna say let's change this to white color. I'm gonna make sure this is about 20 pixel. There it is. Bring it down here, and let's give it a background and give it some padding. Do it 10 pixel padding, copy that through across. How about 10 pixel rounded corners? So you get the point. You have full control over how this appears and what it does. All the CSS properties are here. If you like to add something custom, you can do that as well. There's a custom CSS property here, so you can just add your styles as you like. There it is. Now let me go ahead and say I want the photo layer, and here's the transitions option. So the basic tab is what exactly is in the layer. In the options you have the transitions. I can also make the layers individual lengths, and then their styling. Like I said, I'm not going to get into details on this right now because we have a separate video reserved to covering how layers work. But let me go ahead and do a preview really quick. And there you see the photo and the Live Slider layer animated in and completed our slider. I'm going to wrap up this video for this getting started. Be sure to check out the video on layers to see the full potential of Live Slider. I'm going to show a quick demo of what layers can do so you can understand how they work better. Here's a demo of Live Slider that is using layers, and as you can see, each of those fishes that are animating in and out were an individual layer, and so are these cuboids. The cubes moving around are individual layers. So pretty much you have full control over your entire scene. You can see those leaves loading in, the text animating in and out. All that is done through layers, and that basically creates a slider that's a no compromise slider for DNN platform. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you have any questions or concerns, please do open a support ticket.